Welcome to the unboxing of the Tainted Grail, The Fall of Avalon, Monsters of Avalon pack. This is from the original Kickstarter. You can see here a lovely artwork on the front. You can see there, nice sort of almost, I don't know if it's an undead sort of grail knight. You can see sort of like the wisp of the sword there, very ethereal and ghost-like, and definitely an undead horse, so I'm going to go with that's definitely an undead sort of grail knight. We can see all the artwork around in a forest, which is very thematic, and I love the font that they've used here for that. Okay, let's have a look at the sides at the moment before we just get into the actual looking into the box itself. There's one side, and with a lot of these things, we're actually seeing how the artwork from the front, you can see here, goes around and extends to the sides and to the top and the bottom as well. You can see how that artwork is extending there, and also you can see from the bottom into there. So the artwork on each side extends the front. I think pretty much the writing on every side is the same, so there's nothing that's changing up there. Let's go to the back. So this box, I think, is just, I say just, it is full of minis, and these are the minis that you get in this expansion box. So there are 20 minis. It says up there, the Fall of Avalon expansion, including 20 additional plastic miniatures, and doesn't include additional game rules. And of course, you do need the Fall of Avalon core box in order to use these minis. Well, you don't need it to use. You can use the minis any way you want. Let's get into opening this up. Use my trusty surgical knife here, otherwise known as a kitchen knife. Go down the sides. Let's release these goodies. And the last side just there. Just want to make sure I get my knife into the side of the box and not actually cutting the box itself. If I go the other direction, there we go, just to make sure that plastic comes away nicely. So again, just bringing that up so you can sort of see the minis that we get inside this box, 20 of them in all. Let's open it up, waste no more time. As I slide the top lid off, and we've got that beautiful, just nice black finish, which just, I think it finishes off the box exquisitely. It's quite good rather than leaving just that cardboard. Okay, here we have the minis, and that's the layout, what they look like. Someone's taken a photo so you can see how they go back into the box. That is there. There's 20 of them. We could count them up. See, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 19, and 20 of them. And that shows the indentations, I guess you want to call that, before you put the minis actually there. Okay, we've got this nice plastic top which keeps it all protected so things don't fall out. We've got some finger holes here. I'm tapping them there on the picture. Nothing underneath. The inside has a nice black matte finish as well. So let's take, actually I was going to take this out of the box. It is quite solidly put in, so what I will do is I'll put the base over to one side, which will allow me to just get my fingers in there a bit more. So we can see there the imprint, Tainted Grail, Fall of Avalon on there. Excuse me. Let's go through these minis. So I don't want to rush it, but I do want to give it a good amount of time, but not overly so. So let's look at this first mini. I don't know what these beasts are. You can see there where I'm pointing, sort of another mouth and head coming out of the front of this beast. So I think they're all going to be tainted beasts, obviously. But a lot of texture and detail that is there that you can paint on. So that will look excellent in the end, I believe. We've got this one here. And that's very reminiscent of what we saw on the front of the box. So that's number 2. Number 3. We've got this like a ram's head with wings out the back. We've got lanterns, chains around the middle, exposed ribs, floating ethereal-like above a tree. Number 4 is very interesting, a headless horseman with a flail of some sort. You can see that the base of all of these is quite detailed as well, so not your average boring base either. Moving on, we get whatever this is. I have no idea. We've got some sort of haunted head at the top there. Interesting detail on the back. Looks like possibly where a shield was. I don't know. Let's move on to the next line. So they're solid pieces of plastic, and they are plastic, but they're all quite solid, so I don't see them breaking very easily. We have here a 4-headed worm of some sort, a beast, and each of the heads is slightly different. This one is flared up in sort of like a attacking, striking pose. And this one here, similar beast, but one single head. A few sort of tentacle feet type of things. No, it's a log, sorry. Log that it's wrapped around there. So that one stood in there somehow. If I get my map, my picture, that is the way it went, like that. So using that straight away, very helpful. And they are stuck in there. They do have little indentations on the side that pinch them into place. We have 3 undead warriors rising from the ground with hands in front as well, rising from the ground, spears and shields and capes that are flowing. That will definitely be an interesting one to paint up. I think that one went in that way. I have to remember which way they go in. It was that way for this one. So having a look, I was going to say a seal or walrus, but esque anyway, but definitely not your average seal or walrus. And we have some sort of, whoops, sorry, that's not in focus, my apologies. You can see that seal or walrus there. You can see that lady coming out of the front as well. So nice amount of detail in that one. There we go. You can see the scales on the front, on her front as well. So that went in that way. Halfway through now, we get what looks like a wolf, very tainted wolf, exposed ribs, very thematic again, on a pedestal of rock, a bed of rock. That when it went in that way. Let's take this one out. I don't know what you'd call this, cross between a horse and a wolf almost. Again, lots and lots of detail. Just be careful. These I'll bring that one out again actually. As I said, it's a very good quality plastic, and these bits here are very solid and sturdy, so I don't fear that they're going to break at all in any way, shape or form. And that is a sign of a good quality plastic forming process. And thought also as far as the design goes, to make sure that things aren't going to break off. So there's this one. Let's move on now to a winged creature, bird. Again, I am pulling them off carefully, although they, as I've already said, very sturdy in nature. So this one has some swords. Looks like that's been stuck into the back of the beast, but has not affected it in any way. Still quite upright, perched on a tree branch. That one went in like that. This next one, I don't know what that is. It will be interesting. I haven't played the game yet. Look for the other unboxings that we have here. All of these minis will obviously be played with the game and have some sort of meaning and context of the game. Smaller model this time with a dagger. Don't know what you'd call that. A wood creature of some sort. Woodland creature. This one, of course, we're here to see the minis in this box. The box, Monsters of Avalon. Part of the Tainted Grail game, Fall of Avalon. And look, I'm actually overwhelmed, to tell you the truth, with the amount of detail that is in these minis. Just such a good expansion box to get. You can see some poor human there, about to get sacrificed by whatever you'd call this creature is. Being held by the neck. Last few now. We have this creature. A couple of arms coming out of the back, sort of spider-like. One with a skull on it. And the other the arm has its own sort of tentacle eye sort of look coming out of it. The sword looks like it's attached to the arm there, back of the arm. I went in sideways like that. This one's a little bit more fragile. I'm feeling the torch. You might be able to see that there, but we'll see it in a moment. That torch there, a little bit more of a bend to it. There you go. You can see it there now. That pitchfork again, a bit more bendy, but still quite solid. So we've got 3 people there trying to defend. A torch there that will look great painted up, fiery orange. And our final one here, the Grail Knight. Huge double-handed sword. It's got some nicks already taken out of it, chunks taken out of it where it's been used. So that is everything that you get in this box set. Let's see if I can put that back easily. I can. Followed by the top. And then picture help. And finally the very last top. And of course there's this MOA, and I don't know what that means. If you've lasted this long into the video and you know what MOA stands for, oh, Monsters of Avalon, of course. Monsters of Avalon. So sticker on there as well. That is what you get in the box. That's the unboxing of Monsters of Avalon, the expansion box for Tainted Grail, the Fall of Avalon. Thank you for joining me. Please hit that like, the thumbs up button if you liked this, if you like the content, if you want to see more content like this. Also subscribe, that really helps me out, and share it with your friends, especially your friends who might like miniatures and be into miniatures and painting miniatures, collecting miniatures, all of that sort of stuff, so they can see the level of detail of the monsters that you get in this box. Highly worthwhile getting this, I'd suggest, for those sorts of people that you know. So please share it with those friends as well. Enjoy your gaming. My name is LeMonde, signing off. Thank you very much for joining me.